keep touching my cards. And that's a little like, you know.
I'll leave 5 million.
You were the guy who's trying to play dirty.
But I just
Dirty Dan is under the gun here, and we can give him a range. Something close to this, and you can see ace-queen is 100% in this range, ace-queen off.
want to play clean with my cards.
What, you want your own way to play dirty, and I can't play them dirty too? My kind of way?
Shuffling his
I look over,
my cards.
I look over, and Douglas shuffling chips on
on my fucking cards.
You know it's going to be a good game when Doug's already laughing like he was in hour 12
and now you can't even handle
on hour number 1 on Saturday.
I can't. You got me, bro. That's what breaks me is the chip shuffling on my cards.
Facing an under to the gun open, this is the GTO range the big blind is calling with. You can see 8-9 suited is 100% in this range.
Anything else is okay. You shuffle chips on my cards.
You're the person who squealed like a little girl.
All right, the flop comes down ace of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 4 of hearts. The out of position player here is checking nearly 100% of his range. There's a few leads with some of these hands in here, but mostly checking. And the in position player under the gun, Dirty Dan in this case, is betting his entire range, basically mostly 59% for 20% size, his small size. Let's look at the exact hand. Ace of hearts, queen of clubs, betting 34%, the small size of 20%, and betting 66%, the bigger size of 50%. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happens.
For a second, a chip shuffling over.
Yeah, I am.
Over your card.
This is fucking brutal.
Both players with a pair, backdoor clubs for Nick. We have Joey Ingram here.
Dirty Dan does choose to bet the small size, roughly 20%, in this spot, and then you can see here this is the out of position player's reaction. Quite a bit of raises, 17% raise. With his hand, 9-8 suited of clubs, it's going to be 60% call and 40% raise, a raise size of 25%, so not a big raise size. But Nick does choose to call in this spot.
You're itching to get into the studio to have a chat with Mr. Airball. That's going to happen at 1,500 likes as Dan hits trips here on the turn.
75, 250.
All right,
I don't think I've ever seen someone shuffle chips on someone's card.
Turn is the ace of diamonds. Out of position player is still checking basically 100%. And in position player with this card, you can see all the aces in his range here, so absolutely betting. And his particular combination, ace of hearts, queen of clubs, is betting the 50% size 94% of the time.
He's still looking at this. He's doing it again. He's moving my cards.
He's looking at it while he's doing it.
When they started, they were like on top of each other. Now look at them.
Honestly, you should move them once you get them in the box.
No, but now I'm kind of enjoying the theatrics of it.
But it's fine. Is this the first time? I think it should be
That
allowed.
reader definitely needs to be at best like 2 inches that way.
Dan does bet about 50% of the pot, and you can see here's the reaction from the out of position player. With this particular hand, 9-8 suited is always calling.
The reader should be
Put it right 2 inches.
We have a new table coming. It's going to be bigger. This table's too small.
Yeah.
Check mark here. I saw it up down today. So
For Jungleman. Yeah, this table is pretty small.
It's almost done.
But you know, we could make a rule where you're allowed to shuffle
400?
your chips on somebody else's cards. That
Oh,
could be like an official rule of the lodge.
That seems like a phenomenal rule. What could go wrong?
Nick leads $400 into a $20,000 pot. We'll go ahead and treat that as a check 95% of the time, if not higher. The out of position player will be checking this board. Let's take a look at ace-queen here. Ace-queen, heart of ace of hearts, queen of clubs. 100% of the time we'll be betting 50% pot here.
Airball goes for the $400 extremely small block bet and starts shuffling on his chips.
Like, if it's heads up, you must shuffle your chips on somebody else's cards.
Funny.
I don't know if you guys are listening, but Taras in the background is like a bad idea factory.
Of course. Let's smoke in the lodge. What's the worst that can happen? What are you going to do? Carry us out? The guy's
Dirty Dan does go ahead and bet a little bit over 50% pot here. Let's take a look at what the reaction is for the 8-9 suited here. Going to be mixed folding and calling most of the time. Calling a little bit more than average, 57% call and 43% fold. Let's take a look at what happens.
4,000 pounds.
Yeah, let's just shuffle the chips on other people's cards.
Big raise here. Plaques in play.
From 400 to what was that, 50,000?
55-4.
He's blocking some boats there with his niner.
So Nick chooses to raise big in this spot. The solver doesn't have many raises for the out of position player, mostly just ace-7 and the king high diamond flush. And when he does raise, it is a smaller raise size. But let's go ahead and make a few adjustments to the hand to maybe get a more accurate representation of this situation. Rather than the GTO range for the big blind, let's go ahead and give him a little bit wider range that he might actually be playing. Maybe something like this. As we rerun the sim here with the new range, you can see the out of position player is still checking 100% on the flop, and ace-queen, his entire range is checking a little bit more, so ace-queen does start to check a little bit, but still betting small 58% of the time with his combination of ace of hearts, queen of clubs. And the 8-9 starts to play a little differently. The 8-9 actually raises 62% of the time with the club version on this flop. As played, however, he did just call, so we arrive at the turn here with the ace of diamonds. Once again, out of position player is checking pretty much 100. In position player, now with the ace-queen, ace of hearts, queen of clubs, is betting 75% pot 99% of the time. And that's closer to what the actual bet size was that Dirty Dan chose in this spot. You can see now the reaction from the big blind out of position player here, and specifically with the 8-9, is a mix, call and fold, pretty much 50-50 call and fold with the 8-9 of clubs. So we arrive at the river here with the 7 of diamonds, and once again, big blind out of position player is checking 100%. In position player with the ace-queen, ace of hearts, queen of clubs, betting 100% of the time, 75% pot, pretty close to what Dan actually bet 13,000 into 20,000 in this spot. And then you can see the reaction here from the big blind out of position player, and we actually do have some raises here. 8-9 of hearts is always raising, 8-9 of clubs is always folding, but you can see 8-9, the heart version, is in fact always raising. The reaction to that raise from the in position player here with the ace-queen, ace of hearts, queen of clubs is a mix fold and call. 40% of the time folding, 60% of the time calling. Let's go ahead and see what Dan does.
And starts shuffling on the man's chips there, and that is
Wow, what a disrespect.
Yeah, there we go. This is excellent. This is excellent. Just shuffle. This is excellent.
So Nick's, you know, Dan never ever folding here. Willie's probably thinking about raising or just calling the 55.
What am I watching?
Doug's gonna hyperventilate.
Oh, man.
Table now, hush. Airball's going to be a little tilted here when he finds out he's going to be losing this hand. No way Dan folding the trip aces here. Even though the flush gets in there, doesn't have any diamonds in his hand. But he's going to lay this down.
Clock.
Clock from Airball.
1 minute or 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Taking way too long for a 50 clock spin call.
He might lay this down.
All in you can take for an hour.
Blocking boats, flushes out there.
Stay close by today, buddy.
Dang, Airball's saying I'm gonna be calling clock all day.
And you see Dirty Dan here is a little bit confused, tilted. He's losing his focus, but can he sip this one out and make the call? Trip aces.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Seemed like that clock was called a little bit quick, but players saw Dan's tanking yesterday, and they're setting the tone early. And we are coming down to the wire here. Probably about 10 seconds left.
10 more seconds.
If I were Dan, I would call and slow roll in this spot.
Lays it down.
Lays it
Oh,
down.
he's getting shown the bluff 100%.
You're my bitch. Don't forget.
Oh!
Wow.
You're my bitch was just
Fucking
uttered.
easy poker, Jungle.
Oh man, that was an incredible.
You're my bitch. Don't raise my $400 bets.
Whoa.
That was an incredible hand.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Jungle's a fish.
Wow.
KBM giggling.
Jungle is a fish. Bring more jungles. Straddle, Jungle. Don't be scared.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No
Come
way.
on, straddle.
Nik Airball has arrived
Play bigger.
at the lodge.
Faster, bigger. More money.
That was a wild hand, man.
It was.
I kind of want to give Jungle a hug. That was mean, Nik Airball.
That was too good. That was too good.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, what was that?
What do you expect from Dirty Dan?